We live in a day and age where everything is one search away, or hell, even the second page of Google, but there's still a lot of media and music that vary in terms of not know who it's made by, or the song or album just being a total myth. Let's explore lost media. Lost media itself can be related to books or even movies, but before we explore some lost media, I'd like to explain a bit more about what you can expect to find with all sharing a common theme of being either still lost media or has been found. Some vary in being mysterious or straight up lost with only the artist name known or the media in question. Now that you know what to expect, let's dive in. Have you heard this song? There's a good chance you have, as it's considered to be the most mysterious song on the internet. Dubbed Like the Wind, the song's origins and creator have been bewildering the internet since March 18, 2007. A user by the name of Blue would take to the Spirit of Radio forums to post this. Recorded it in 82 to 84 from a German radio station, looking for a singer since then. Little did they know this would spark a global search to find out who made this song. The song was originally recorded from a German radio station in 1984 called Norddeutscher Rundfunk, or NDR for short, where Darius S. would record the entire set onto a cassette tape, then later find out that one of the songs they could not find anything on, which led to a post on the internet. What do we know about this song? Well, for starters, the synth in the song uses a Yamaha DX7, which should fit in the time frame as it was produced from 1983 to 1989, which this was tested out by a user called Hornaz_69 on Reddit, and it matched the synths used in the song. At the time, this keyboard cost a lot of money, which could have been purchased by the band, or likely at a studio where they rented it and had a Yamaha DX7 in the place. Since the start of the post on Spirit of the Radio, one band would keep popping up: Statues in Motion. Could the answer be there from the very start, as the band does sound shockingly close to the mysterious song, and from listening to their self-titled album, the similarities are very close. But finding information on this band is hard, as there is only one member that can be reached, that being Billy Knight, as Alvin Dean is impossible to reach and Ellie Kane has sadly passed away, leaving only Billy Knight left that could hopefully provide some knowledge on the song. People reached out to Billy Knight via social media. At first, he denied the band having any involvement with the song, but after a while he started to say that they made the song. He later did an interview on YouTube where cracks start to form, with firstly saying the song was made around 1982, and then stating that the song used a Yamaha SK10 and a Yamaha CS15, which both were created in 1979. This would make what he's saying plausible, as the synths would match the time frame he said, but the only issue with that is that the Yamaha DX7 was the synth in the song, meaning that the song's creation had to be sometime around 1983. This leads us to a dead end, which isn't the first time, as there's an Excel spreadsheet with almost 300 leads, in ranging from possible leads to ruled out completely. Someday the song's prey will be found, it's just a matter of time. On the 7th of October 2021, a user would take to the website called whatsthatsong.com, which is a website that helps users find what a song could be with the help of other people. On that day, a post by Carl92 was made. It said, "Can you name this song?" with its description saying mid-80s bad quality, and the song in question being 18 seconds in length. Let the hunt begin. Not only was the song very catchy, but also cut off at the end, with it sounding like there was more to the song. Not to mention some of the lyrics were quite hard to make out, with 2 lines being easy to discern, that being ulterior motives and everyone knows that, which in the case of everyone knows that, that's what people start to refer the song as. How ironic. Since the song has blown up, a lot of people have accused it of being a fake song, with the song being posted in 2021, which AI was starting to take off, so it could be plausible, right? Well, a user by the name of J406 on Reddit noted that it can't be AI generated, as the drum the song used come from a Linn drum machine which was produced between 1982 to 1985, which gives us a date on when the song could have been made, as well as the recording itself was likely captured via a computer microphone, which could explain the bad audio. There have been a few songs that have been thrown around as guesses to what this song could be, which the first one being Butterfly's Ulterior Motives. The song itself is very hard to find online, with its Discogs page stating rock, which is nothing like the synth pop song that is Everyone Knows That. Listening to the track as well also proves the tracks are nothing alike. Another suggestion that could be the song was from a band called Coco Pop, with the song in question again being called Ulterior Motives. Unlike the last suggestion, I think this song is closer to the sound of Everyone Knows That, but he's still not quite there, with it leaning towards a more soul sound with synth features, as well as having like a different lyrical structure, with the main chorus still being very catchy. The current idea on what this song could be is that it was made for a commercial, with one brand coming into question, that being Celine. Celine is an American car manufacturer that was founded in 1983, which fits the dating of when the Linn drum machine was made, and that was made in 1982 and stopped production in 1985. Another thing about Celine is if you go on YouTube and type in Celine car commercial, most of the videos will be dated from around 10 years ago, and with less than 1,000 views, and all being more or less the same commercial, but with slightly changed up music or changing some of the shots around that was used in the commercial. For now, this song is still a mystery, but it will only be a matter of time until we find more information that leads to the full song being found. On January the 30th, 2021, a user by the name of meme_loop would take to the subreddit Gooseboost, which is a subreddit dedicated to the user it's named after. They posted this: "I found this really strange Spotify artist," with the post accompanied with a picture that showed this artist called Zazumi. They also described what they heard in the songs in the comments, with it sounding like short Islamic speeches with the audio being muffled. What's strange is if you go to the artist page on Spotify, their stuff has vanished, same with the other streaming platforms. We do know that we're on the right page, as someone managed to find a link to one of their albums called Dreamer, which featured this lo-fi kind of look with the album cover, and the name of the songs matched the theming as well. But looking at the song's length, they're all the same, 1 minute and 38 seconds. It could be possible that it's the same speech over and over again for the entire album, or it could be others, we have no idea. If we search up the name Zazumi, we can find the artist page on Google, which is accompanied by links to streaming platforms, as well as 2 albums, one being Dreamer, which has all the 20 songs linked on the page, as well as the release date, November 21st, 2020. Then there's an album called Embody that follows the same pattern as Dreamer, as well as having the same amount of songs, and all the songs being 1 minute and 45 seconds in length, and also being released on the exact same day, November 21st, 2020. Not to mention, on both of the album pages, their genre is marked as R&B/soul, which contradicts what a user on Reddit heard, which is short Islamic speeches, nothing alike to R&B or soul in the slightest. Going back to the Spotify page for the album Dreamer, if we scroll down we can see the copyright. Taking a look at the copyright, we can discern the person who made this album used DistroKid, as the copyright starts with a bunch of numbers, then records, and ends with DK, which stands for DistroKid. This isn't any conclusive evidence, as it's a website to help artists get their music onto websites like Spotify, so it still can be anyone who published these songs onto streaming. We can also reverse image search the album cover to Dreamer. This will lead us to a website called postermywall.com, which is a website to help design all sorts of images with the help of user-generated templates that you can modify on the website. One template we can find that a person used to make the album cover is called Dreamer Sky Clouds Music The Mixtape CD Cover Template by Derebra Templates. Comparing the template to the one used for the album cover, all they changed was the font size to the part Dreamer and removed the text below it, and that was it. This is where it ends for now, as we still don't know a lot about this artist at all, but there's so little evidence to go off that it's just going to be a complete mystery for time until we find more evidence that leads to a conclusive answer. In 1979, Steely Dan would start work on their new album, coming off the success that was Adja. Following with the same production ideas that was done on Adja, this album would become Gaucho, which released in 1980, and that would be their final album until the 2000s. Now, a lot of material Steely Dan produced for this album didn't make the final cut. This ended up going onto an album called The Lost Gaucho, which is a bootleg album which featured a lot of recordings from the early studio sessions they had done. This featured the song The Second Arrangement. In December of 1979, the band had spent weeks on tweaking this song until they were happy with it, which then they wanted to hear the song back after recording that session they were happy with. Gary Katz asked an assistant engineer at the time to ready the tapes for listening, but instead accidentally wiped 3/4 of the song off that tape. This was a major blow for band members Walter Becker and Donald Fagen, who are infamous for being perfectionists, which this does show in their quality in their music. They then tried again to record the song with later takes, but those takes were not as good as the one that accidentally got wiped, so they then just scrapped the song and put Third World Man on the album Gaucho to take its place. Fast forward to 2011, Steely Dan will be touring around with a new tour called Shuffle Diplomacy. This tour will be different, however, as they played rarities from the band, with one song standing out, The Second Arrangement. This is the first time the song has ever been played since the accident has happened, and yet to see an official release by the band. This tour did also reassure that the song did exist and that there could be more hope for this song. On the 23rd of August 2020, a post was made to Facebook from Roger Nichols, which did engineer work on every Steely Dan album up to Gaucho. He sadly passed away on April the 9th, 2011. The post was published by his daughter called Simsy Nichols. The post said this: 3 work tapes left, the recording studio night before the infamous Steely Dan second arrangement deletion. We've never played it, probably smart to play it and transfer at the same time. What should we do with it? It feels like a magical treasure that my mum has kept safe for ages. Good job, Mum. Simsy. The post was also accompanied with an image with a clear cassette with the name being Second R written on it, which was The Second Arrangement. This is a major discovery, as this tape could contain some version of what had gotten deleted, but we wouldn't know until the 24th of June 2023. The tape was digitalized and finally released in the highest quality possible. You can find the song on Simsi's YouTube channel, as well as another version that is 20 minutes long. This tape is truly the holy grail of the band, and it's all thanks to Roger Nichols, who saved the studio sessions onto cassette tapes, as well as a major thank you to Simsi, who preserved the song and uploaded it so everyone can hear it. She also preserves a lot of Steely Dan memorabilia, so please check out her channel if you are a major fan of Steely Dan. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like. If not, then feel free to dislike. I have a Discord server as well, which will be linked in the description, as well as a YouTube member, so if you want to support the content I make, then feel free to check that out. With that being said, I'll see you some other time.